I feel like we've hit a weird point in the tech cycle. Every single SaaS product, every app on my phone, suddenly has this sparkle icon next to it. They all claim to have AI agents.
Oh, absolutely. It's the buzzword of the year. If 2023 was the year of the chatbot, 2024 is trying desperately to be the year of the agent. But let's be honest. Most of them are just glorified text predictors wearing a trench coat.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to dig into today. Because there is a massive difference between a chatbot that can write a funny poem about a cat and an actual AI agent that can, file my taxes or debug a code base. But for the average user, or even a business owner looking to buy software, how do you actually tell the difference?
It's harder than it looks, because the interface is usually the same. You're typing into a box, but under the hood, the architecture is completely different. I was looking at this checklist recently, a sort of litmus test for spotting real agents, and it boils down to 5 distinct behaviors. If the software doesn't do these 5 things, it's not an agent. It's just a chatbot.
I love a good litmus test. So, where do we start? What's the first red flag that tells you you're dealing with a fake?
The first one is goal orientation versus task orientation.
Break that down for me.
Okay, so a chatbot is task-oriented. You give it a direct command. Write an email. It writes the email, end of transaction. It's reactive. A real agent is goal-oriented. You give it an objective, like increase my website traffic by 10% this month, and the agent has to figure out the tasks required to get there.
So the chatbot is like a very literal intern who only does exactly what you say, whereas the agent is like a manager?
Precisely. If you have to micromanage every single step, first do research, now draft the post, now find an image, now publish it, you are the agent. The AI is just a tool. A real agent takes the high-level goal and breaks it down autonomously. It creates its own to-do list.
That's a huge distinction. It shifts the cognitive load from the human to the machine. Okay, so if it can plan its own work, that's step 1. What's next?
The second point is tool use. And I don't mean just looking up a Wikipedia article. I mean active integration with an environment.
Like having hands?
Yes, metaphorically. Think about ChatGPT in its vanilla form. It's a brain in a jar. It can think, it can talk, but it can't touch anything. It can't click a button in your CRM, it can't deploy code to a server, it can't send a Slack message on your behalf.
Right. It can tell you how to send the message, but it can't actually push send.
Exactly. A true AI agent has access to API's application programming interfaces. It has tools in its toolkit. If it decides it needs to check the weather to answer your question, it calls a weather API. If it needs to book a meeting, it accesses your calendar. If the AI can't leave the chat window to affect the outside world, it fails the agent test.
That makes sense. It's the difference between reading a manual on how to fix a car and actually picking up a wrench. But this brings up a reliability issue, doesn't it? I mean, if I give an AI hands, I'm terrified it's going to break something.
And that leads perfectly into the third point: reasoning and self-correction. This is the big one. This is where the magic happens, or where the disaster happens.
Go on.
Chatbots are linear. They predict the next word. If a chatbot hallucinates or makes a mistake, it just keeps going with confidence. It doesn't know it's wrong. A real agent engages in what we call multi-step reasoning. It plans an action, executes it, observes the result, and then corrects itself if it failed.
Wait, so it has a feedback loop?
Yes. Imagine you ask an agent to book a flight for under $500. It tries to search, but the website returns an error. A chatbot might just say, "I can't do that." An agent says, "Okay, the API failed. Let me try a different date, or a different airline, or check if my login credentials are valid." It iterates. It struggles.
That's fascinating. It's almost human-like resilience. It doesn't just error out, it troubleshoots.
Right. If you're watching a software demo and the AI gets stuck on the first hurdle and asks the human for help immediately, it's not a robust agent. Agents have to have a degree of autonomy in solving problems that arise during the execution of the goal.
It sounds like we're describing something that is slowly becoming independent.
We are. That's the scary and exciting part.
Okay, so we have goal orientation, tool use, and self-correction. What's number 4?
Memory and context persistence.
Oh, this is my pet peeve. I hate having to remind a bot who I am or what we talked about 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. Most LLMs have a context window. Once you scroll past that, the information is gone. It falls off the cliff. A real agent needs long-term memory. It needs a database where it stores information about you, your preferences, and past projects.
So if I ask it to write a marketing plan today, and then 3 weeks later I ask, how's that plan going? It should know what I'm talking about.
Yes. It shouldn't just know what the plan was. It should know the status of the plan because it's been working on it, or at least monitoring it in the background. True agency implies a continuous existence. Chatbots live session to session. Agents live alongside you.
That's a profound shift. It stops being a calculator you pull out of a drawer and starts being a coworker sitting at the next desk.
That's the analogy I always use. If you have to reintroduce yourself every morning, that's not a coworker. That's a stranger with amnesia.
Okay, so we've got 4. What is the final piece of the puzzle? The 5th element?
The 5th one is proactivity.
Proactivity?
Think about it. A chatbot is purely reactive. It sits there, cursor blinking, waiting for you to type. It will wait forever. It has no internal drive.
Right. It speaks only when spoken to.
A sophisticated agent can be proactive. It can monitor a situation and alert you. Imagine an agent watching your supply chain. It sees a weather pattern developing that might delay a shipment. You didn't ask it about the weather. You didn't ask it about the shipment. But it pings you and says, hey, this shipment is going to be late. Here are 3 alternative suppliers.
Wow. Okay. That is the holy grail. That's not just automation, that's anticipation.
Exactly. It changes the dynamic from human drives machine to machine supports human. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything about how we work.
So, let's recap the checklist for our listeners. If you're looking at a piece of software and wondering if it's the real deal, you look for 1. Goal orientation, can it plan? 2. Tool use, can it touch the outside world? 3. Self-correction, can it fix its own mistakes? 4. Memory, does it remember me next week? And 5. Proactivity, does it act without being told?
That's the list. If it hits all 5, you're looking at a real AI agent. If it misses a few, it's just a very clever chatbot.
It's interesting though. As you describe this, I'm realizing that real agents are actually quite rare right now. Most of what we see is still stuck in the chatbot phase.
We are very early. We're in the dial-up internet phase of agents. We have the concept, we have the prototypes, but the reliability isn't quite there yet. The self-correction part is really hard. Sometimes agents get into loops where they just keep trying the same failing action over and over again.
The infinite loop of doom.
Right. Or they hallucinate a tool that doesn't exist. I have successfully teleported the package. No, you haven't.
But this brings up a deeper philosophical question. If we actually achieve this, if we get agents that are proactive, autonomous, and self-correcting, what happens to the junior level work? What happens to the entry-level jobs where humans usually learn these skills?
That is the multi-million-dollar question. If an agent can act like a reliable intern, why hire a human intern?
Exactly. The learning by doing path for humans might get severed.
I think the optimistic view is that humans become agent orchestrators. We stop doing the grunt work and start managing fleets of agents. You become a director rather than an actor. But you're right. There is a danger that we lose the ability to do the work ourselves. If you rely on the GPS for too long, you forget how to read a map.
And if the GPS breaks, you're lost in the woods.
Precisely. And in this case, being lost in the woods means your business grinds to a halt because no one knows how to manually execute the tasks anymore.
So, the checklist helps us spot the technology, but it also serves as a warning sign for the skills we need to protect.
I think so. The more agency we give the machine, the more clarity we need about our own role. We need to be the ones setting the goals, the ethical boundaries, and the creative vision. The agent is the engine, but we have to be the steering wheel.
I like that. We can't just hand over the keys and nap in the back seat.
Not yet. And honestly, probably not ever. The proactivity element we talked about? That's great for efficiency, but you don't want an agent proactively making major business decisions without a human in the loop.
I noticed your bank account was full, so I invested it all in crypto.
Exactly. I thought it was a good goal. That's where the alignment problem comes in. A real agent is powerful, which means its mistakes are powerful too. A chatbot makes a typo. An agent deletes a database.
That's a sobering thought to end on. High risk, high reward.
That's the game we're playing now.
So, for everyone listening, next time you see a shiny new AI feature, run it through the 5-point test. Don't be dazzled by the chat interface. Ask, can it plan? Can it act? Can it remember?
And most importantly, does it really know what it's doing? Or is it just guessing very convincingly?
Thanks for breaking this down. It feels like the fog has lifted a bit on this whole agent craze.
Anytime. It's going to be a wild few years watching this tech mature.
We'll be here to cover it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep your eyes open and don't let the chatbots fool you.
Read full article description below.